Hey guys, we are doing a full face of Chantecaille today because I wanted to show you their new Aqua Blushes. I hauled this recently and I've used it on my own, but I haven't actually used it on camera for you guys yet. So I thought I would do that today. And I also wanted to put on the lip veil in Honeypot for you. This is not a new color, this is not a new formula or anything, but it's new to me. And I talk about this lip veil formula all the time that I thought I would just go ahead and show you this color as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I pretty much have a full face of Chantecaille. I'm going to be using one limited edition product. I apologize, but I will talk about that when we get there. So let's go ahead and start with primer. I'm going to be using the Ultra Sun Protection Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 45 primer, and this has, I believe, chemical sunscreen. Yep, there's a whole bunch of different chemical sunscreens in there. I'll try and remember to list what they are here on the screen for you. So it's a really interesting formula, and I have definitely talked about this in a gazillion other videos, in my favorites. I think I even talked about this during the Nordstrom anniversary sale video that I had last year, which is coming up, you guys. Are you guys excited? I'm pretty excited. I got a little bit of an inside scoop from someone at Tom Ford. They're coming out with a bunch of new sets for the sale. And also I got the inside scoop from Charlotte Tilbury, and there's some fun stuff there. There's going to be like a little eyeshadow palette, like a lip kit. So there's going to be some fun stuff. So I'm really excited for this year's anniversary sale. But anyway, last year Chantecaille, I think, had a deal where you could get 2 of these, and I just don't use enough to have that much backup. This is like a 40 ml squeezy tube, and you know, you only need the littlest bit. It has like the most runny consistency ever. It was a little surprising to me. I thought it was going to be more creamy when I first used it, but it's actually very, very runny. And I apologize for this band-aid here, but I ripped my cuticle, which was so painful. And of course, just that little area, it just won't stop bleeding. So anyway, I had to throw a band-aid on. So this primer has a very interesting consistency. It's very, very silicone-y, so it's going to really like smooth out your skin, which makes it a really great primer. But you can definitely use it on its own if you're not planning on wearing any makeup. So I do use this a lot of the time as my like facial sunscreen if I'm gonna go out. But I was talking about this in another video, and I'm trying to stay away from chemical sunscreens. I don't know if that's smart. I think physical sunscreens like zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, I think those are better for UVA, and I think chemical sunscreens are better for UVB rays. So I don't know, maybe the way to go is like a mixture, but I feel like there's just been a lot of negative press regarding chemical sunscreens later about how our skin absorbs it, which is not surprising, absorbs everything, but that the chemical like may build up in your bloodstream, which then causes cancer. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, you know, Hawaii and some other states, actually, I think like Key West down in Florida, they're starting to ban certain chemical sunscreens because of how bad it is for the environment. I think coral reefs specifically. So anyway, I don't know, I'm just trying to like figure out what direction I want to go in. I think sticking with mineral sunscreens in the future is probably the way I want to go. So I do love this as a sunscreen. It does have an SPF 45, so that's great. And I do really like it as a primer. It really like smooths out my skin, and it makes it just a really nice canvas for makeup. So that is the Ultra Sun Protection Sunscreen. Let me throw on some lip balm because my lips are really dry for some reason. All right, for foundation, I have the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. If you guys have been with me for any amount of time, you know how much I love this. I have it in the shade Vanilla. I also have, where are they? Yes, I have little sample packets of the shade Glow, which is deeper than Vanilla. And if I'm feeling a little high maintenance, I'll use Glow like on the darker parts of my face, like my forehead, and then I'll use Vanilla for like the rest of my face. Maybe I'll do that today. Why not? Maybe I'll do that today. So let me bust open this Glow because I've had this sample for a while. I should probably just use it. So the other day I was at the mall and I was checking out the Chantecaille counter, as I like to do, and I was really tempted on getting that think it's called the Future Skin Foundation. It comes in the jar, and I think it has like a gel consistency. And I just thought, oh, maybe for summer that would be really great. But then, I don't know, I think I got distracted by something else, and then I forgot about it. But what do you guys think of that foundation? I know it's not new, and I think many of you actually have recommended it to me. So I'm just curious, like, would you guys want to see a review on that? I mean, it's not new, so I feel like the interest in that would probably be kind of low, but just curious your thoughts and whether or not you'd want to see a review on that foundation. All right, now I'm going to squeeze out some of the vanilla. Let me do it actually right next to Glow, and so you guys can see the difference. So there is vanilla and there is Glow. Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit warmer. There's a little bit more yellow there, and then this is a little bit more peach in tone. So I just used the Glow up here, and I'm going to use the vanilla down here, the lower half of my face. I squeezed out so much of this Glow color, the darker color, that I'm going to try and use it. I don't know, I don't think it's deep enough to actually make a difference, but I'll use it in the areas that I would contour. I just feel like it's such a waste. Yeah, I don't think that made much of a difference, but at least I feel a little bit better not wasting quite so much product. Okay, let's go ahead and move to concealer. So the concealer I have from Chantecaille is the Camouflage Stilo Anti-Fatigue Corrector Pen. I don't use this one that often. I think it's fine. I don't have any complaints about this concealer, but I also don't think it's like super special in any way. Like the Armani Power Stretchable Fabric Concealer I love because the coverage is so good, yet it's so thin. This one is very nice. Again, I don't really have any complaints about it. So I like this concealer. I just don't know. I don't know why I don't reach for this one over all the other ones that I have. This one is really nice. It's definitely more on the natural side. The coverage isn't like super full coverage, and that is definitely in my wheelhouse. So I don't know why I don't use this one as much as you'd think I would. It really is my kind of concealer. One thing I want to mention about this concealer, something I have not experienced myself, but a subscriber here actually mentioned that I think she keeps this probably like in her little makeup bag or in her purse for touch-ups. And this metallic kind of printed finish on here that kind of looks like camouflage, she said that that has started to flake off, and it just, you know, when that happens, it just kind of gets everywhere. It's on her fingers, and she feels like when she uses this that like bits of it will actually get in there. So I did want to just mention that. Again, I haven't experienced that, but I also I don't carry this around with me, and I actually have not traveled with this one in particular at all. So I just wanted to mention that, although I have not experienced that with this packaging personally. Okay, so I actually remembered that I wanted to use a cream blush before powdering, but I think applying this over powder will actually help the longevity of this blush. So I'm going to go ahead and powder first. I'm going to use the Chantecaille loose powder, which is talc free, and I have it in the shade Light. And it is a total mess like all my other powders. I'm going to use my Chikuhodo Z1 brush and pick up a little bit of this powder and just set some of this down. All right, I'm going to apply some bronzer, and I'm going to give my Real Bronze bronzer in Goa a rest. I'm going to use the Compact Soleil bronzer in St Barths. This is part of the regular Chantecaille line, so this is not limited edition, unlike the Goa and the Serena bronzers. All right, I'm going to take my Sonia G Face Pro brush and go into this bronzer. And these bronzers are different from the Real bronzers. They're not a baked formula. They're just like a pressed powder, but they're so soft. Like all of Chantecaille's pressed powders, they're just so like smooth and silky. They're just so refined. They're really, really beautiful. All right, and I'm going to apply my powder highlighter before I go in with my cream blush, the new Aqua Blush, but I'm going to be using the limited edition highlighter. I'm so sorry. This is the collaboration they did with Degorny, the wallpaper, or I guess interior design firm. And this is actually very similar to that Les Paillettes highlighter that they had. There's like a bottom half to it. The top half is gold, the bottom half is the same exact as this. And that was limited edition as well, but I think you can still find that. And if you can, I'll link it down below in my description box. But this is such a beautiful, like pinky, pearly highlight. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I don't even generally like a pink highlight, but this one is, it's just subtle enough, There's a little bit of peachiness in there. And I'm still keeping this highlighter in the box that it came in. Very rarely do I keep the product in the box. Sometimes I'll keep packaging, but I just want to keep it in this box. It's so, it's just so pretty. All right, let's move on to the Aqua Blush. And again, these are brand new, part of the Chantecaille summer collection, and they're also limited editions. So there's 3 colors, and I picked up 2, and I hauled these, so I'm not gonna go too crazy over them, but I got Marigold and Red Ginger, and I wanna use Red Ginger today. This is the one that has a little bit more of a sheen to it. It's also a little bit deeper in color, I wanna say, and this is kind of just a little bit more red. So I am going to actually use my finger. I'm going to run it over the blush, and I'm going to tap it right onto my cheekbone here. Oh, it feels so nice. These Aqua Blushes really feel like a burst of water on your face when you apply it. Even applying it with my finger, like you'll feel it probably a little bit more if you actually run this over your face, but I still feel it when I use my finger and tap the product on. This blush gives me such a natural flush. It really looks like I just did like a brisk walk in the wintertime or something. It gives like that perfect pinky flush to my cheeks. I feel like this looks really, I don't know, youthful. Am I reaching? I don't think I have any Chantecaille brow products, which I think is really weird. So as I was kind of digging through my eyebrow drawer, I came across my Clé de Peau eyebrow pencil, which I haven't used in a while, so I thought I would use this. I have it in the shade 204. Yeah, there's no name, it's just shade number 204, but it looks to be a very dark, cool tone brown. So I'm just gonna use this, fill in my brows. And I like this brow pencil too. I need to use this more often. I always, as you guys know, I always go for my Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel just because it's so easy. It's so much faster than a pencil. But I do think actually filling in my brows really makes them look a little bit healthier. All right, so for eyeshadow, I have some of my custom palettes that I've made from Chantecaille, single shadows, and I think a lot of these may have been discontinued or they've just been out of stock for a while. So I don't know if they're kind of redoing their eyeshadow line. I don't really know what's going on, but I'm going to start with these and then maybe we'll move into some other Chantecaille shadows that I have that I know have not been discontinued. So I'm going to start with this shade over here, which is called Sesame. It's one of the matter shades that they have. And I'm just going to put this like all over. And I'm using actually the Chantecaille Eye Definer brush. I've used these eyeshadows on my channel before, and I've always described them as having a really beautiful like watercolor effect. And I don't think it's just the colors that I've picked because they are a little bit watercolory, but it's the way that they apply and blend out. They're very, very elegant. That's like the best word I can think of to describe these shadows. Okay, I'm gonna go into this shade. Sorry, this is the other, I have 2 of these palettes. So this one has all eyeshadows, and then this one has 2 eyeshadows over here, and then some cheek products over here. So I'm gonna go into this eyeshadow here, which is called Bois. And I'm gonna use this just to add a little bit of dimension. It's very, very subtle. And then I have this Le Chrome Luxe Eye Duo in Grand Canal, and I just wanted to put this all over my lid. It's so pretty. It's really, really shiny and metallic and reflective and wet looking, and I just love it. I'm looking for the perfect brush for it. I'm gonna use my Esam W21 brush. Do you see how wet that looks? It's really gorgeous, really, really amazing. Chantecaille makes some of my favorite liquid eyeliners, but I believe they're limited edition, but I just looked online and I think they're on sale at Cosbar. So I'll link that down below, but I love the Argent, which is like a silvery color. And then they have this color Violette, which is this like deep purple base, but then it has this like taupey brown shift to it. It's so cool. I don't know if I wanted to do something quite as exciting as Violette today, so I think I'm just going to use Argent. I think it'll actually be a nice match to this Le Chrome Luxe shadow that I put on there. And these are like the brush tip in an inkwell kind of design. Let me just show you. So it has like this really fine brush tip, and then all the pigment is in here. I don't know if it's actually going to do much to like define my eyes, but it is going to be a really lovely match to this taupey metallic shade I have down. All right, well, I do think I need to like define my eyes with a deeper color, just a little bit. I feel like my eyes are a little bit lost. So I'm gonna go back into the eyeshadow palette actually and use some of the shadows as liner. And I'm gonna do like kind of a soft color at the bottom. I'm gonna take this small blender brush from Rephr. I'm sorry, I don't ever remember the actual numbers that they assign them. These are all the prototypes with like the working number on there, but it's the very small blender brush. I think I'm gonna go into this shade, which is Titanium. Do I wanna do that, or do I wanna do Chocolat, which is this color here? I feel like Titanium is a little bit different for me, so I'll do that. And I'll run this just lightly underneath my eye along my lash line here. All right, I took a different Rephr brush. This is the one that's kind of like chubby and has a dome top, and I really kind of smudged that out a little bit. I really wanted it to look a little bit more subtle than the initial application. So I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other eye. And then really smudge it out with this brush here. And then brush a little underneath my lash line. Okay, I was just thinking about how I wanted to deepen up the outer corner of my eye and then add this and add that. I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I kind of like how light it looks, but I like that I defined my eye a little bit more with that titanium color. So we're gonna leave it there. Let me go ahead and apply some mascara. I do have some Chantecaille mascara, but it is boxed, and I really have been just opening up mascara after mascara, so I'm not going to open that up yet. I'm gonna use my Tom Ford Lash Raise mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, and finally lips. So we're gonna use the lip veil in Honeypot. Gosh, I love this formula. It's so comfortable on the lips. It's so nourishing. It has all the qualities of like a lip balm without the heavy feeling and with some really beautiful pigment. So it is, you guys have heard me say this, it is definitely one of my favorite lipstick formulas of all time. It's just amazing. So again, this is the color Honeypot. So there is Honeypot on my lips. I just love it. It's such a great everyday kind of color, and it's a great color for this formula because you want to wear it every day and you want to put it on sort of like as your lip balm, and it's great. I feel like it's a My Lips But Better kind of color, and it's very evenly pigmented, so it's not streaky at all. It's just gorgeous. We are done. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the demo of this new Aqua Blush. I think it is very, very lovely, but I do think this product benefits from some powdering, either underneath or over, just to kind of help set it down. Otherwise, I do think it fades a little bit. It is made up primarily of water, which is why they call it an Aqua Blush, which is why it's so cooling on the skin. But I think because of that, it does tend to fade if you were to just, you know, kind of swipe it over bare skin. So I would definitely pair it with some kind of powder. Loose powder, setting powder, underneath or over something, or even maybe add a little bit of blush on top if you want to just put a little bit light layer of this down and then maybe accent it with a little blush topper or something. I think that would be really nice with this. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please comment down below if you have any questions about any of these products or Chantecaille in general. Not that I'm like the Chantecaille spokesperson, but I have tried a lot of their things. And if you guys can recommend the Future Skin, I think that gel foundation, if you guys really like it, or if you've been interested in it and you would like to see a review on that, let me know down below in the comment section. I know it's not new, but I don't know. I've just been kind of interested in that lately. So subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.